Hey, welcome to Unstoppable Agents. This is the show where agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. Man, I'm super excited today because I get to spend time with Matt and Lindsay, coming to us all the way from Alaska.
Yes, sir.
It's not that hard on Zoom, but still, you're coming to us from Alaska. Glad to have you with us, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, so this is really get to celebrate you. You earned the prestigious Icon Award from EXP Realty back in May, and I actually just learned that you'd only been at EXP for less than a year, so you actually first time out of the gate did that really quickly. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of hard work.
For sure, and worth the reward as well. I would just love to hear more about your story, hear about you, and hear how you got here. Just walk us through your story.
Yeah, before I was got in real estate about 5-6 years ago. Before that, I was actually a wildland firefighter. So I was on a hot shot crew for about 8 years. I'm traveling all over Alaska, all over Canada, actually, lower 48. I was spending more nights in a sleeping bag in the woods fighting fires than I was in a real bed.
Oh, man.
Well, I got married during that time, and 2 months at home wasn't enough for me and the wife. So I had to find another way to do life.
Okay, so what drew you to that life in the first place? What was that? Just the life of adventure, young guy, just enjoying that, or?
I love hard work. I grew up out in country, and I'm from Alaska. I've traveled all over, but Alaska's home. I love it. So growing up out in the woods, hunting, fishing, you name it. It's just, maybe we're just born different, but I love hard work. I love that kind of crew mentality and out there with the guys working towards one common goal and the camaraderie that comes with that and everything else. And wildfire was just a way to put all that. And we did a lot of protection of natural resources, protection of small towns and villages. So there's a lot of different ways that we would give back and really feel good about what you're doing at the end of the day.
That's awesome. And I'll just interrupt the story to say in a second. We keep saying that you're in Alaska.
Yep.
Alaska's massive. So where, more specifically, like where are you? You don't serve the entire state. So where specifically are you?
So we do. We're located in South Central Alaska. I'm in Anchorage, which is the largest city in Alaska.
Okay.
From here, we service Anchorage. I've done deals just south of us in the Kenai Peninsula and just north of us in the Matsu Valley. And those are the main three regions of Alaska population-wise. Interior-wise, you do have a large city, Fairbanks, right in the middle of Alaska. I do quite a bit of commercial work as well. And so that commercial work, it takes me all over to villages, to Southeast Alaska. We've done them in Western and North Slope. So depending on the deal size and things like that, we will travel and do quite a bit of work outside of our main area here in South Central.
Right on, right on. Let's get back into it. So I steered you away. So you got called into really, I guess maybe called out of firefighting. The wife probably encouraged you a little bit. So why real estate? How'd you get started?
So at the end of the day, I was looking around. Yes, a relationship really mattered and we wanted to make that a priority. But I was also looking around and seeing guys 40, 50, broken back, torn ACL, living on what they would call a pension, but really there's nothing there. And they didn't have anything at the end of the day. So I knew that I had to get into something commissioned to start my own thing. It's the only way to really create and generate and create your own income and dictate what that is, rather than just hourly. So I looked around at all the positions here in Alaska that really offered that, and real estate really spoke to me. Just the opportunity, the scale, the margins, everything else that was playing into that. So I chose real estate. So I jumped headfirst into that. I joined a team when I first got into real estate, and within 2 months, honestly, just betting heads. I was heads, I'll admit that. I was pretty headstrong. Coming from wildfire, we're just built differently. And at the end of my time there, I was running crews, a bunch of different resources under management, things like that. So I just had an eye and a mind for organization and structuring and implementing people to play their parts the best that they can. So after 2 months, I actually left that team and started my own. And that's where we started the company Precision Home Group. And so I've been running with that ever since. And as soon as I could, 3 years into being licensed, and the state of Alaska is when you get your broker's license. And so I sat for that, got that right away. And that's when I launched an independent brokerage. We called it Precision Real Estate. Did that for a couple of years. And then just this last October, November timeframe, we transitioned that over into EXP. And that's where we're at today.
Right on. Welcome to the family. Heck of a start. So that's good for you. So there's a lot in that story to unpack. I love you joined a team and then couldn't quite, I guess that wasn't the best fit for you. Some of it's just, there's a lot of reasons that a team may or may not work for somebody. Some of it's just personality. We talk a lot about the disc profile and D's aren't any better, better or worse than anybody else. But it's just not going to work. You just had to forge your own path. And I could tell that that's your profile, even from a brief conversation. Just love that. But there was a lot there that we can go back and talk to. The pension piece.
Yes.
It's, and good or bad, you got folks that are honestly working a lot harder than we have to, and a lot more life-threatening than we have to. But then you get to a spot like EXP and you see what a pension can look like. So you want to talk a little bit about that and what your vision there is?
Just in regards of different ways to earn with EXP, or?
Yeah, specifically so we have what amounts to a pension plan, which is very different than what you had back and what you had an opportunity to earn back as a firefighter. And I think that had to have been a motivator for you.
Yeah, I got into real estate purely for building income. Yep. Just having the commission, being able to earn more, dictate, hey, I can make more calls, more contacts, more referrals, whatever the case is, to increase that income. I have control over that. When I launched that independent brokerage, again, probably headstrong, wanted to build something, wanted to go big, wanted to do it my own way. We had great partners, great mentors behind us, and we were doing well with it. But along comes EXP, and they had tons more resources that we couldn't offer at the independent brokerage. So we moved over to EXP, obviously the technology and everything else that comes with that. But you're right, the earning potential and different revenue streams within that was a huge benefit, not just to me, but to my agents as well. So we have team agents and single agents that we have at our office. And to give them the opportunity for the rev share, being able to just add that additional income without having to work for it once it's set up. It's just a little bit more passive than a traditional brokerage model was a really big potential for all of us. So the rev share, the stock options, we as an independent brokerage, we're not publicly traded, right? So not able to offer stock options as well, and just being able to provide that to the team and other agents and really put them in a better position than I was when I first started 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so it's really been awesome because I'm a big believer in training your people up, investing in them, developing them. And my goal is to get them to where I am faster than I did as I continue to grow and develop myself and stuff. And so it's awesome being able to see these guys come in, produce faster, earn more, build these different revenue streams, and really start to see the potential for what they can do a lot quicker. Yeah, it's just amazing.
And what an abundance mindset. So as your own brokerage, so if you were to offer stock, or if you came up with a structure where you could offer ownership to agents, that came from you. It cost you as the broker something you had to give it from what you were earning. Whereas at a place like EXP, we can bring on literally bringing on 1,000 agents a week now. And in fact, it's the opposite of costing us anything. They get stock, they get the benefit, they get everything. And as the company gets bigger, it becomes more valuable. And all of the owners end up earning. Our shares get more valuable, and all of our pie gets bigger. So we win when agents get ownership versus having to give something up. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
You've obviously been successful and done that several times early. If you were to look back at something you would tell just a brand new agent, what advice would you give a brand new agent?
I see a lot of new agents, especially in our market area. Might be different where you are, but they latch on to or go to the different brokerages based off of a lot of empty promises, which is unfortunate. So when we meet with new agents, we tell them, look at production, look at results, trust but verify. Actually interview the brokerage, the team leader, whoever it is that you're working with, and look at results behind what it is that they actually do. That's one of the biggest things in our local markets that happens is there's just a lot of things shared and presented that aren't factual. And then number two is find yourself a great mentor, someone who knows the game, someone who can show you what led to their success.
It's good. It's really good. Success leaves clues. So find the people that are ahead of you. And so the great thing about real estate is there's so many different ways to build a real estate business. You can do it off Sphere. You could do it off of buying leads if you want to run your business that way. You can do it off cold calling. You do it however it is you want to run it, but find a mentor that fits your style and learn from them.
Yep. Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
So as a follow-on to that, how do you build your business? Like, what's your approach? Are you a Sphere person? FSBO's an expired. Like, what's your deal?
Yeah, like I said, we got to have a whole team here as well as some single agents. So our goal has always been to build a true business out of real estate. And it's not to say that single agents aren't a true business. They are in the sense of they're building up their name, their reputation, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But once they step out, it ceases, right? So We train our guys up in cold calls. We train them up in making calls to expireds, to cancels, to all that kind of stuff. We supplement with inbound leads through our own marketing promotions. We're huge on social. I was actually just named one of the top social media people here in Alaska. It's Alaska, so it's a low bar.
Well, congratulations, none of the left. So somebody was gonna get the award, so you might as well be the best one out there. Congrats.
That's it. So we do pay, which is the advertising. We do the marketing, which is the brand building. We do the social. We do just everything. And so we're a big believer in promote. We're a big believer in developing your own market, because if I can train guys to go hunt, to go develop their own sphere, to develop their network, to build that sphere and network so it's getting bigger and bigger through that prospecting, no matter what market in, they're going to go succeed. And we do it from both sides and really seek to build the team up that way. And our network has just been rolling and getting bigger and bigger, and it's its own machine now.
Yeah, if you teach people to fish, they'll eat for life.
Exactly.
So they'll remember you, they'll appreciate you. And honestly, I started off with this leading a life of impact and significance and talking about that. You really make an impact, or you make an impact for a family, you make an impact potentially for generations if you can teach somebody to change the wealth of their families.
Exactly.
It's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a
powerful.
big deal. So for new agents, do you recommend they join a team then? So you had a time that didn't work for you. So do you recommend that other new agents join a team, or kind of what are your thoughts there?
Two lines of thought there. I think it comes down to the individual. I think that there's certain types that are very headstrong and they'll be successful in whatever they do. And sometimes they got to figure out the hard way. Like I did. I had struggles once I struck out on my own, but I was so ambitious. I took so much action. I wasn't going to fail. So whatever I put my head to, that's what we're going to do. So there's individuals like that make incredible single agents. They'll go out there and just produce, and they just need to learn on themselves and do things. There's other people that want the camaraderie. They want the team. They want that accountability. They need somebody to show them the way. They need someone to be there and be in the office and walk them through problems and trainings and stuff like that. So I think that there's different types of individuals, and we see it's not just one or two. I think there's a spectrum, right? So when I sit down with a new agent prospect, we go into, like you said, the DISC profile. We go into what are they looking for? What are their goals? What are their ambitions? What are they trying to get out of here? Why are they getting into real estate? And really developing what's going to be the better program. Our team is really structured. We expect our guys in the office. We have structured training. We actually have 3 to 5 classes a week that we actually go over, and different beginner to advanced classes and all that kind of stuff that they had to be in. We do scripting and role playing. We do a whole bunch of different stuff. And a lot of times our team may not be a good fit. There's people in the middle that are just, give me a call if you have a question type of team. So I think that the question, should they join a team or go single agents, just really dependent on what they're looking for, where they're going, and how that can be structured within real estate.
What's great about that is really one size doesn't fit all, and not everybody's a fit for you. And
exactly,
that's totally okay. They're going to be better served somewhere else. You're going to be better served somebody else, and everybody wins in that situation. So we don't have to try to round peg in a square hole or whatever, do the opposite thing. It also sounds like we at our company, we talk about the brokerage within a brokerage model. And it sounds like you literally just, hey, I've got my own thing here and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to move it over here with EXP as a platform. And I'm going to continue operations with just better tools and a better comp plan for my team. And sounds like that's really allowed you to grow and thrive.
Yeah. And EXP being the cloud-based brokerage, they don't have the office. And so we've been fortunate because we have the office. I have a large downtown office here in Anchorage, and it's a hybrid model. It gives our single agents who sign on under us a place to go to have their meetings, use their conference room, do all that kind of stuff. And still, we're Anchorage, we're behind the times. It's Alaska. So people still like that face-to-face, and there's not too many people using all the cloud and virtual things these up here yet, especially our clientele. And so with that, it gives those single agents the potential to work from home, but then come in here and meet clients if they have clients that need that.
Totally great. And back to one size fits all. Look, there are plenty of people that miss the camaraderie and they want to be able to get together. Yeah. Great. So you've got a way to solve that for everybody. So that's terrific. Well, Matt, you've been amazing. So thank you for spending a few minutes with me. Any parting thoughts or comments that you'd love to share with the audience?
Just keep pushing because we're going to a market change. I'm sure you guys are seeing it where you're at. We're seeing it up here. good to give these agents who come into the market the last couple of years a change of environment, a change of market. And if you guys aren't prepared for that, back to the mentor thing. Talk to the people who've been around even just 4 or 5 years, because they've probably seen multiple different markets.
And so what are you, just to touch on that, so what are you telling people? So certainly increase the outbound activity, right? So you got to make sure that there's plenty of business to be had. You just got to make sure that you get it versus someone else. Are you reevaluating expenses? What are some other things that you're taking a look at?
One of the things we firmly believe is in increasing actions. So instead of withdrawing, instead of pulling back and saying, I'm listening to the news, I'm listening to the other agents who aren't successful, or listening to my neighbors or my family members that are telling me it's a bad time to be an agent, just increase action. It's the problem solver. So increase the promotions, increase the calls, increase the networking, increase talking to your network, getting in front of your sphere, making sure you're top of mind. And that's what's going to solve everything.
Yeah, there are 3 kinds of people, right? There's the kind that makes things happen, the kind that see things happen, then the kind that wonder what happened. And, and in this market right now, you need to be the kind that makes things happen. And exactly. And those people are going to be successful no matter what in any market. Matt, you are amazing. Thank you. We'll share how people can reach out to you in the description, so they can track you down. And congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Glad to be in business with you at EXP. And thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.